Hello, my dear friends. I am super excited because I am finally on the other side of grading and advising students for the semester and teaching and everything. So it is officially kind of summer for me. I do have some master's level teaching and dissertation supervision that won't stop over the summer, but I am finally back into at least partially research book writing mode, and very appropriately, or I guess just a beautiful magical coincidence from the universe, my book editor just sent review from my peer reviewers for a few chapters drafts that I have and just like the overall kind of scope proposal of the book. So today is the day in which I will get into those feedback reports. I kind of skimmed through them and I'm very excited because I know that their feedback is good, that everyone is excited about the book. My editor is special, she's a blessing. But I haven't really been able to sit down with the comments and think through how to finish writing the book and how to edit the chapters that I've already sent. So that's what I'm going to do today, and it's beautiful and sunny and warm here in London, so I've decided to take myself in a little study writing date to an outdoor cafe, and then I'm gonna see my friend after that to kind of celebrate the completion of the semester and the start of the last part of the book writing process, which is very exciting. And just for some context, especially if you don't know me, if you're not familiar with academic writing and academic books, this book has taken many years to complete. So I started thinking about, I think, kind of the main arguments of the book in 2017, maybe 2016, probably even earlier than that. But let's say around 2016, 2017, I wrote kind of the first chunk of reflection text that ended up becoming a part probably of the introduction of my PhD thesis proposal, or PhD dissertation. If you're in the US, they for whatever reason have like interchanged names here in the UK. So I wrote about that for a paper I published back in like 2018 or whatever. But the process, of course, started earlier than that. And then I rewrote some of it for my PhD proposal. And then after many years, finished writing and defended my PhD in 2023. That was 2 years ago. And now I am finally ready to finish rewriting most of the dissertation, adding a few chapters and like sections considering some of the questions that remained open from my dissertation. And I'm hoping that the book will see the light of day in about a couple years. So we're still a long way away, but my main mission for what remains of 2025 is to finish writing the full book manuscript, so that after this, it'll still take a while before it's published, but it'll be mostly revisions and like editorial processes and things like that, rather than the actual writing of the book. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should, at some point, create a video about publications in general and like editorial stuff, which I have a lot of experience in, not just as an author, but mostly as an editor. But we'll leave that for another day. For now, I just want to take you with me, and I'm wearing my favorite green dress. It's a gift from my aunt. It's from a Colombian brand as usual. And I actually rescued something that's also a gift from my aunt. This little Cambridge, or actually huge, I dropped something, actually huge Cambridge satchel that I received as a high school graduation gift when I decided to go to college. This was my very faithful companion throughout all of my undergraduate studies. I then kind of left it hanging in Colombia with, I think my sister used it for a few years, and then at the beginning of the year I decided that I wanted it back, so I brought it with me to England. I have not worn it, I think, since, maybe just once, but I'm bringing it with me today for this little writing adventure. Or more like feedback reviewing adventure. Anyway, it's coming with me. And also, because I want to travel kind of light, I'm bringing my iPad, which I've been using more and more recently, with a keyboard. And this is not an iPad keyboard, it's like a real keyboard that I just use with it because I find it more comfortable. And yeah, I've been getting into the habit of just like having a bunch of just like bags everywhere so that things don't get lost inside both my room and my bag. But anyway, I'm bringing the iPad here, this beautiful notebook that actually one of my colleagues and friends gave me, because I do need to process in writing, sometimes verbally too, but mostly in writing. So this is coming with me. Then I am reading a few books for writing style inspiration. I'm taking this one with me today for the tube. And yeah, glasses. I don't know if I'll need sunglasses. Maybe it looks like it's gonna rain, so maybe also an umbrella. But yeah, let's go. These are Axiology, my favorite balmies, and they also work as blush, eyeshadows, eye makeup, everything else. My favorite. Taking this and
Mind the gap, please.
So we're actually doing a pit stop, which is more like a fully blown detour because I have to go to the British Academy to pick up a box that we left after our exhibition closed on Saturday. And I need to go to the post office, send it off to Meg, and then I'll be able to find a place to sit down and work. I'm meeting my friend, I believe, near UCL. So maybe I should try to head back over there. But I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so the box was actually misplaced. So I did not get to pick it up or mail it, but I did get to sit down in the beautiful building of the British Academy for a short while and catch my breath and cool down, mostly more than catching my breath, because it is very hot here today. And now I'm just going to try to find a place where I can sit down and be inspired and read my comments. I'm super excited about them, actually. You know, it's kind of funny because I think a lot of people struggle to receive comments, and especially with projects that have taken so long, that we are so attached to, and that's we are so, familiar with. And for me, there are also a lot of like personal implications around the process or the project, and so it becomes difficult to receive feedback. But I do think that a PhD prepares you very well to receive a lot of different feedback, sometimes good, sometimes constructive, sometimes just bad and misinformed. But in general, I think I have received a lot of very good feedback throughout my life. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'll find a place to sit and then I'll report back. Places I never go to. Made it somewhere. I'm not remotely near UCL. I'm in Covent Garden. I guess I'm slightly closer from where I was earlier. But anyway, I'm here. I'm outdoors. I don't have coffee, but I have a matcha latte, actually in honor of my one of my friends who always has matcha. She's a very big matcha lover. I don't often have it, but I am today, and I'm thinking about her because she's actually an amazing YouTuber and public-facing scholar, and I wish I could be like her one day. So, this is in your honor. Cheers to you. If you're watching, you know who you are. And I am finally ready to start reading those reports and taking notes and thinking about what comes next. Of course, I can't enter a bookshop and leave without a book. Welcome to my life. I also feel kind of self-conscious about doing this in public, just like talking at my phone, but whatever. I finished going through the feedback. It was excellent. I'll give you a full report when I get back home because, again, I feel a little self-conscious about doing this in public, and then I also don't want my phone to be taken away. For now, I'm gonna go find some sunshine because I am cold, and then I'm gonna see my friend. ¿Qué te hiciste? Made it home. It is toasty here, though I put this shirt on because I got cold outside after the sun started setting, and I guess the wind started to blow. But anyway, as I mentioned earlier, I want to report back on the reader's report. Sorry for the lack of poetics there. Terrible word choice. But I'm actually super, super happy about the feedback that I received. I do want to say that I really want to rejoice in all of the positive feedback. And more than the positive feedback, I think that I, as an author and as a scholar, received a lot of praise in these reports. And I don't know why, but that's not something that I was expecting. I was expecting to receive a lot of comments on the methodology, questions on why I choose the word fashion, especially when it comes to indigenous cultures and to pre-invasion indigenous cultures, especially, which are the kinds of questions that I've received quite often in the past. I think I was also expecting to hear something about the book title, which I have been reconsidering, but I had already sent the proposal out with the title that it currently has. And so it's one of those things that I've been kind of rethinking, but like waiting to see if there's anything that I can do about it after the review stage or not. And so I actually did get comments about that. So there might be a renaming of the book. I do need to check that with the editor. But yeah, I was not expecting to get such beautiful comments about the work and the book and my methodology and my way of writing and the structure. So I really want to take a moment to celebrate that, and I actually did, because as I mentioned earlier, I was going to see a friend right after I finished working, and we actually ended up having a sort of impromptu picnic in the gardens, and it was beautiful. And yeah, so that was, I guess, my way of celebrating, but I do also want to acknowledge that here. It has been a long process, and I am very happy to have received such beautiful comments about the book and my work. It makes me feel so excited about what's left to do. And then I also received comments about, actually, let me check, because I don't want to make things up at this moment. I received some additional references that I should consider. And actually, funnily enough, I have really read a few of them. I don't know if they are in the current bibliography that I've submitted, so I definitely have to double check that. I received some very interesting ideas precisely about the title, and like what there is a particular concept that I play with when it comes to kind of the in-betweenness of European influences and native influences in fashion. So I think maybe that is actually something that I will continue to think about as I figure out how to rename the book. And then there's also other comments about specific names, which is kind of tricky because it's for things that don't necessarily exist today that I ended up choosing to give them names based on mostly 19th century sources, but this is a study of the 18th century, and so the question of how to name them in the 18th century without having like the documents or the information in the documents is kind of tricky. So that's definitely something that I continue to be thinking about. But I'm very thankful to have received more comments on that, because it kind of calls my attention back to it. Because when you're dealing with such a big project, I think it's easy to kind of get distracted with all of the other things. Yeah, more bibliography, questions about fashion. I did, of course, get a question about my definition of fashion and my word choice. That always happens, which, I love, because that means that I get to just like think and theorize for a little longer, which I usually enjoy. And one comment about 2 chapters on luxury and ostentation that are kind of similar but different, and my approach is also different. So I think in my response, I will have to explain exactly how these 2 chapters differ. But in general, excellent feedback. Whoever my readers are, because I don't know who they are, if you happen to watch this at any point in your life, thank you. Thank you for your amazing words and for your comments. And I did not get to write the full response letter today. I did take notes and made notes for myself on what I want to include in the letter, but I haven't written it. So I think that's a mission not for tomorrow, unfortunately, because I have a conference, but for some other day. For now, I think I will continue rejoicing in the praise that I received. It is the result of very hard work, people, so I think I deserve it. And I'm gonna prepare some lunch for breakfast, actually, to take away tomorrow, because I do not want to eat train station food. And I am gonna make a hot cocoa. And yes, I do drink that, even if it's very hot and it's the middle of the summer. I still need my little hot drink before going to sleep. and then I'm gonna curl in bed with the new book that I bought today. I hope you enjoyed this. This kind of content is new to me. I'm learning how to make it. I'm learning how to share more of my life as a fashion historian. So if you have any feedback, speaking of feedback, please do send it to me. Leave me a comment, share suggestions, ask for whatever it is that you want to receive, and I will try to bring it your way. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon. Good night.